Artificial intelligence is constantly changing our world. Nearly every industry has been transformed by artificial intelligence. Big data, robotics, and the Internet of Things are already being driven by it, and it will continue to do so for the foreseeable future as a technical innovator. But according to Elon Musk, the scariest problem with artificial intelligence is that it is an invention that could pose an unappreciated fundamental existential risk for human civilization. So people have to be very careful in their usage. The same is the case with crime prediction through artificial intelligence. Many critics are already of the view that the use of artificial intelligence, AI, by police has the potential to repeat existing prejudices. But overall, when it comes to creating better forecasts and uncovering biases, new methods powered by artificial intelligence have the potential to predict crime even before it happens. In today's video, we will talk about how artificial intelligence can be able to predict a crime before it happens. So how is that possible? How could artificial intelligence prevent a crime a week earlier? If you are curious to know more about it, then watch the entire video. Before going forward, if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss any future videos we upload. Getting back to the video, most of you will be of the view that there is no other creature than human beings that is good at prediction and intelligence. However, time has changed and there is another competitor in the field, artificial intelligence. Discovering patterns and developing accurate forecasts are the areas in which artificial intelligence excels much better than human beings. As a result, the fact that many people working in policy and law enforcement are eager to put these skills to use probably shouldn't come as much of a surprise. The goal of those in favor of this approach is to teach AI models to forecast when and where crimes are likely to occur by feeding them past crime records and other pertinent data, and then use those predictions to guide policing actions. A recently developed computer model makes accurate predictions of crime in 8 cities across the United States by using data that is open to the public. The model also shows that police response is better in areas with more money, but worse in areas with less money. Recent developments in artificial intelligence and machine learning have sparked the interest of governments throughout the world, which are considering the possibility of employing these methods in predictive policing in an effort to reduce the incidence of criminal activity. But early attempts to predict crime were met with skepticism because they didn't take into account the inherent biases of law enforcement systems or the complex web of connections between society, crime, and law enforcement. Scientists at the University of Chicago have developed an innovative algorithm that predicts crime by learning trends in time and geographic regions based on public data on violent and property crimes. It has proven to be successful at predicting future crimes 1 week in advance, with an accuracy of roughly 90%. The group of researchers also investigated the response of the police to criminal activity using a separate model. Specifically, they counted how many arrests were made in the aftermath of crimes and compared the rates at which arrests were made in areas with varying levels of socioeconomic development. They found that the rate of arrests increased in communities with higher levels of wealth, while the rate decreased in places with lower levels of wealth. Despite this, there were not more arrests made in low-income areas, which suggests that the police are biased in their response and execution of the law. The new technology was evaluated and verified using historical data from the city of Chicago on 2 main categories of recorded events: violent crimes such as homicides, assaults, and battery, and property crimes including burglaries, thefts, and motor vehicle thefts. These statistics were included because they had the highest likelihood of being reported to the police in metropolitan regions that have a historical tradition of mistrusting law enforcement and not cooperating with them. As opposed to drug offenses, traffic stops, and other types of traffic infractions and misdemeanor offenses, such offenses are less likely to result in unfair enforcement of the law. Previous attempts at crime prediction frequently made use of an epidemic or seismic approach, in which criminal activity was portrayed as starting in hotspots and then spreading to the communities around them. However, current techniques do not take into account the complicated social milieu that exists in cities, nor do they examine the connection that exists between criminal activity and the results of law enforcement. The new approach distinguishes between different types of criminal activity by analyzing the time and location coordinates of discrete events, with the goal of identifying patterns that can be used to forecast future occurrences. Instead of relying on traditional neighborhood or political boundaries, which can also be vulnerable to prejudice, it splits the city into spatial tiles that are around 1,000 feet across and predicts crime within these areas. This is done in place of traditional neighborhood or political boundaries. The accuracy of the model didn't change when it was used to look at data from Atlanta, Austin, Detroit, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, or Portland. To sum up the whole discussion, scientists have developed a computer model that is identical to real-world metropolitan areas. If you provide it with information about things that have happened in the past, it will be able to predict what will take place in the future. It has already been tested and it works extremely well. However, it's not magical, and there are restrictions, but it can still be used as a simulation tool to see what happens if crime goes up in one section of the city, or if there is enhanced enforcement in another region of the city. Now you can use this as a simulation tool to see what happens if crime goes up in one area of the city. If you put all of these distinct factors into play, you'll be able to observe how the system changes in response to them and will be able to predict crimes at a 90% effective range. Well guys, that was all for today's video. What are your thoughts about AI usage in criminal prediction systems? Do you think artificial intelligence will predict crime effectively, or will it be based on prejudice? Tell us your views in the comments section. And if you are new to the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon, so you won't miss any future videos we upload. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.